I think a lot of Kevin's issues can be traced back to the Deshaun trade. And so
keep going.
So do you hold that against him?
As far as?
Well, look what he's had to work with at quarterback for the last 2 years. I mean, when you win 11 games with 5 different quarterbacks, and I know I'm going back 2 years and people are like, well, that's 2 years ago. Okay, well, I still have to hear from people who say Deshaun Watson was good 5 years ago. So I'm going back 2 years ago.
I know.
When you had a top receiver in Amari Cooper.
And if this were last year, that's fine, but I can't victimize for too long.
And I get that. Which is why if they fire him, I'll say, okay, well, I understand.
And I don't want to swing the pendulum too much because I think some of us might be making a mistake. That's why I'm soft pedaling this a little bit. Like, I'm excited and encouraged by what Shedeur did on Sunday.
Yeah.
But like if he goes out there and he sucks up the room against Chicago, I think there's going to be some more understanding, but I think it's going to bring some of us back down to earth. If he goes up there and does well against Chicago and then continues to do well, I have to hold him accountable and say, why was Dylan Gabriel out there? And you can give me all the answers you want. You picked wrong and your name's still on the door.
Yeah.
If your name's on the show or your name's on the article or your name's on the door, you're answer for it.
Absolutely.
You're responsible for it. So it might not be fair. And there might be things that we find out in the next couple of years and he's Tennessee or New York or God knows where, and I might say, yeah, we got that wrong. We weren't right about that, and this was unfair. That's a league. That's a league. Tom Coughlin gets out of Jacksonville, did a good job, it ran its course. He goes and he wins 2 Super Bowls in New York. Like, I think there are good coaches. I think there's some bad coaches out there. I think there's a lot of good coaches, and times just run their course. Yeah. And I think that right now, it's not about the fans screaming and yelling. It's not about me screaming and yelling. Where are the young people at in your locker room? Where are the young talented people that you plan to keep in your locker room? Does he still get their attention?
Yeah, because they're young and they don't know any better.
You're mentioning the offense, but I'm looking at the defense and going, most of my talent is on the defense. And if most of my talent on the defense is kind of going, yeah, we've been doing this a while, then I think that probably that's when you start to do it. But